Let's talk about this more with Congressman Byron Donalds. He joins us now, and so does Hogan Gidley. Also with us, he served as President Trump's deputy press secretary. Gentlemen, great to have you here.
Good to be with you.
Now, Congressman, first to you. Joy Behar said Democrats actually want this to happen because it's going to really kind of galvanize support for President Trump. Do you think they underestimated what this is going to do for his support?
I think they severely underestimate this. I think, look, if you're going to try to game plan or game theory the Republican primaries, I think what this really does, it makes a game, set, match for Donald Trump. So move this into the fall elections next year. I think they have already done the thing that has moved a lot of independent voters, soft Republicans, even soft Democrats, the people who are tired of the 24/7 news cycle of politics. I think that moves them into the camp of President Trump as well. And here's why. The country's not in a good shape. Polling has the country on a wrong track. 70% of Americans believe that. The Chinese are emboldened around the globe. Joe Biden's presidency has been a disaster, but the number one goal of the Democrats is to criminally go after Donald Trump. He's not been in office. They continue to go after Donald Trump. This is about gross unfairness and a gross streak of un-Americanism from the radical left. I think that backfires against Joe Biden and the Democrats in 2024.
And I know some of your colleagues in Congress, they want to get Alvin Bragg to Capitol Hill to testify. Earlier today, he sent out this letter to Congress saying, quote, "What neither Mr. Trump nor Congress may do is interfere with the ordinary course of proceedings in New York State. Secrecy is critical to protecting the privacy of the target of any criminal investigation, as well as the integrity of the independent grand jury proceedings." Integrity. He's using a word like integrity, Congressman?
I don't know what for, because he's done the thing that so many other Democrat DAs and Democrat legal scholars have said you simply just cannot do. And look, I want to be clear. Nobody's above the law, but you actually have to have something. There has to be some smoking gun, especially if you're going to go after somebody the magnitude of a former president of the United States. You know, you have to have something like, I don't know, a server, a private server with classified information on it. That
maybe a laptop with all kinds of incriminating evidence on it and bank records and all that type of stuff, maybe?
Yeah.
We'll leave that aside for a second. But Hogan, Bragg tweeted out that statement, and he also said, "This evening we contacted Mr. Trump's attorney," this was last night, to coordinate his surrender. It's been reported that they wanted President Trump in Manhattan today in handcuffs. The Secret Service had to step in, thank God. But that's what they want. They want a big spectacle. They want to see President Trump in handcuffs. They think they can use that for their campaign commercials. I think it's going to backfire on them, though.
Well, first things first, another word in that statement was the word interference. Talk about your all-time election interference. That's exactly what Alvin Bragg is doing here. Of course, he's going after Donald Trump for political motivation, and regardless of any conviction, which we don't expect will happen based on all the legal experts I've seen. What he is going to get out of this is exactly what he wants, which is he will be paraded around D.C., paraded around New York, heralded as the man who got Donald Trump. It won't matter that it doesn't go anywhere. Remember, it was Mueller who was the toast of the town for a while until he failed. Then it was Pelosi on impeachment 1 and 2, both failed. Now it's Bragg. He's the flavor of the week. The problem is he's going to fail too. You keep taking shots at the king and you keep missing. It only emboldens Donald Trump, but it also makes Americans mad because you've politicized an entire branch of government. You've weaponized a 3-letter agency. It's a dual system of justice. It's all politically motivated, and the American people see it because it's not just Donald Trump. It's anyone who's outside of an abortion clinic protesting, they go to jail. Anyone who takes the wrong position on an issue, shows up to the wrong protest, tweets the wrong thing, supports the wrong speaker, supports the wrong comments, whatever it may be. You don't want your kid taught critical race theory, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You don't want your kindergartner trans behind your back, you're going to jail. It's a weaponization of government. The people are terrified of it. They should be, but they should also show that righteous anger and continue to move forward supporting people who will only defend their rights and freedoms.
Yeah, nonviolent offenders in solitary confinement, and if not jail, you'll be put on a FBI watch list. Former President Trump, Congressman, called Bragg and his supporters thugs and radical left monsters on Truth Social, also saying, quote, "The USA is now a third world nation, a nation in serious decline. So sad." Do you agree with that? Are we a third world nation?
In the city of New York, it definitely appears to be that way, and we're on that trajectory. Make no mistake about it. Because once you open up this Pandora's box, what's going to be the thing that either stops it or what's going to be the catalyst that blows it wide open? That's the danger here. Look, we've always had strong political opinions in the United States, and the reason why the American people writ large have had the ability to have those political freedoms wide open is because there were not prosecutions because of your political beliefs. If that's where we're going, is that stop just at politics? I don't think so.
No.
It's going to move into religion. It was just talked about, and so on and so forth. And once you do that, you don't have a rule of law. You have a nation that is divided, and all it becomes is tribalism at its best, or rank authoritarianism at its worst.
That's right. And how do you stop it? I mean, even if President Trump were to get reelected again, that doesn't stop it. I think, Hogan, that only inflames it. They're going to continue to do so. We saw it during his first presidency.
They were so enraged after that first presidential run and that win by Donald Trump. This is kind of a culmination, a personification of that anger. They did so much to prevent Donald Trump from winning the election in 2020 by changing all of the laws, by cooking it and by rigging it on the front end without the constitutional authority, with the state legislatures doing it. It was governors and secretaries of state and election boards doing it. But this continues to today because they are so angry at anybody who would threaten their political power. It's all about maintaining and gaining more power for the left. And if anyone threatens that at all, if anyone takes the wrong opinion, or anyone in power threatens to drain the swamp and ruin the fiefdoms they've spent years building, they're the target. It's a serious problem in this country. It's dangerous. It's un-American. It's got to stop now.
And it explains why they don't care what actually the results are once they get into these positions of power. They just want the power. Whatever happens downstream from that, be damned. Congressman Byron Donalds, Hogan Gilly, great to see you both. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
much.
you.